Hey everybody, greetings from the halfway point in this pregnancy. I'm 20 weeks today, and I'm just really thinking a lot about how thankful I am that at least to this point this has been a healthy pregnancy. I haven't had any scares. I've been feeling generally pretty good, and I'm just so happy to be at this point. I realized that this past week has been the very first week since the beginning that I have not had any nausea. Not once, so that's awesome. There definitely have been some challenges this week. The biggest thing is that all week it has been over 100 degrees here. The highest I think was 105, and in there we have had a couple of days that there was high levels of ozone in the air. So it's unhealthy for you to be outdoors, especially for like elderly people, children, people with breathing problems, and I consider pregnant women. It's just a risk I don't want to take. So we've really been feeling kind of cooped up. We do spend normally a lot of time outside, even in the heat, and but because of the ozone, the air quality, it's just not something I felt comfortable with. So we've been doing lots and lots of indoor activities, but I still don't feel like we've had our normal activity level, and just it's getting a little bit old. We've also been doing like our post-vacation kind of catch up with just the house and with work and stuff, and that's always a little bit of a bummer, when you come off of like having a nice break and having all this fun downtime, and then you kind of have to get back into the grind. I've had some nosebleeds this week. My backache, my back pain is like back to its normal levels, and I've actually felt crampy a bit. I don't know if it's just sort of where the baby's at right now, like the type of movements that it's doing or what, but not felt super great, and maybe that's the heat. Maybe it's my, getting less exercise this week. I don't know. I haven't felt like it was, alarming enough to call my midwife, but it's just something I'm sort of aware of. I've also had some pretty bad nightmares this week. I had a really scary nightmare last night about going into, like, my water breaking now, like going into labor now at 20 weeks. Super scary. I realized that in general with this pregnancy, I'm having fewer sort of just general aches and pains than I did with Alice. And I really think that it's because when I was pregnant with her, I was working full-time at a desk job. And even though I walked twice a day and I did yoga more regularly than I do now, I think just like being sedentary and having like some of those repetitive movements really kind of took a toll on me more. Now, since I'm just on my feet all the time moving around, but I have like lots of variety in the kind of movements that I'm doing, I think it's kind of keeping the little annoying like aches and pains at bay, which is really cool. So we did have our anatomy scan last week. It was at 19 weeks by my count, or 19 weeks and 4 days by my midwife's count. Either way, as much as the tech can tell you, which is not a whole lot, things look okay. Everything with my placenta and fluid level and that kind of stuff seemed okay. Baby was moving around. We got to see a bunch of little yawns. We took Alice, and she did really well. She really liked, she was paying attention. She was saying, baby, looking at the baby on the screen and that kind of stuff. My placenta is posterior, so on the back wall of my uterus, which is the same as it was last time, and that's why I think I can feel so much movement. They estimated that the fetus is 11 ounces, although I don't put a whole lot of stock in ultrasound estimates. The heartbeat was 146 beats per minute. So there was something I was a little bit disappointed about. We went to the same lab that we went to last time for our anatomy scan with Alice, and at the time I was really disappointed with the photos they gave us. They don't really talk to you about the photos that they're taking as they go along, and at the end, they just hand you what they've decided to print. So with Alice's, we had like a Skeletor, like straight on face shot, and then a profile shot, and that was it. And the profile shot was actually cute, so I kind of thought that those were like their standard things. So I was thinking that we would get another profile shot, and it would be cute to have like a side-by-side. We did not. We got 3 of the straight on like Skeletor faces, which I don't really think anybody likes to see, so I don't know why they do that. And then the only really cute one was the feet, and I can show you that. 2 little feet, there and there. So that is our only real keeper. And I know it's not important and it doesn't really matter, but I just wish we would have had a little bit better photos, or I guess I should have been more proactive going in saying that I really wanted certain shots or something. The other sort of bummer is that our insurance coverage has gotten worse since our last pregnancy. So they covered a lot less of the anatomy scan than they did last time. Our copay was a lot bigger than we expected it to be. But the upside is that we did not accidentally see the sex. It was something we were avoiding, and I was just like afraid in the back of my mind that I was gonna see the wrong thing, or that, you know, the tech would slip up and say something, but that didn't happen, so we're good. The things I'm looking forward to this week are that tomorrow we have a meeting with a team of home birth midwives. It's 2 midwives that work in collaboration, and I'm really excited to see how that kind of changes our plans, or, you know, the kind of feeling we get from them. We are also going camping this weekend, and I'm really excited about it. I love camping anyway, but we're totally doing it like comfort style. We are putting in an air mattress. We are normally sort of minimalist, like crash pad and sleeping bag, you know, minimal gear type people, but at this point we're taking the car anyway, and I'm just gonna take everything we want, and it's gonna be like a cozy camping trip, and that sounds wonderful. The best things this week were 3 little things that we did as a family. The first one was a benefit that we went to. My friend is on the board of a women's shelter, and they had a big fundraiser. It was put on by a biker group. So bikers like cooked all the food and had music, and, you know, they were all like dressed in their biker gear and stuff, and it was just a really, really fun party. We don't get to do that kind of stuff a whole lot, and we had a really good time. Last weekend was really hot, and we tried to take Alice to a public pool. When we got there, they were at capacity, and we decided rather than waiting around for who knows how long, we would just come home and have our own pool party, and that's what we did. Even though Alice's little baby pool is like 2.5 feet in diameter or something, really tiny. Sort of ridiculous, but we all like took turns splashing around in a little tiny pool. We also finally completed our summer bucket list, so the list of things that we want to accomplish this summer as a family. I made it up there. I'm going to do a separate video on it, as I mentioned before, because I was tagged by Catherine at Cookie Party, and I think it's a great idea for like a really fun video to share. But it just gives us so much to look forward to this summer, and I really like being able to see the goals there and make plans so that it actually happens. So that's where I am after the first 20 weeks. I am so super excited for the next 20 or thereabouts. Just to see how our family is going to change, and to be honest, I'm really excited for just the birth itself. I will do a belly shot. I feel so high. With Alice, I was told that I carried high, but to me it always felt low. I was always really uncomfortable lower down. With this pregnancy, I feel like I'm just as high as I could possibly be. I feel like my lungs and my throat and everything are already being encroached upon. I'm also going to do a measurement just as like a point of comparison, because I'm pretty sure I did one at the halfway point with my first pregnancy. So, okay, 20 weeks. There is no hiding it now. Right? I'm just going to measure sort of at the widest point. It is 35 inches.
Tummy.
You want to measure your tummy?
Yeah.
Alright, that's it guys. Have a good week and take care.